First, as the weather gets colder, NFL offers stay red hot in FanDuel. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action than right now. The app is easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and much, much more. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. Leroy's been in the queue listening to our conversation for the last 5-6 minutes. He was shaking his head at some of the stuff you guys said. So, Leroy, what'd you disagree with that the guy said about Joe Flacco?
First of all, stop looking at numbers. Running the football to be effective is more important. The other thing is that what Joe Flacco has done in the last couple of weeks has taken the pressure off a bunch of different units on that team where everybody's just relaxing playing because they know they don't have to carry the weight of the team. And I'm talking about mostly the defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're playing free right now. The last couple of weeks, they have been playing free because they ain't got to worry about not scoring any points offensively because they look on the other side and see Joe Flacco making plays, and they're like, let's go do our part.
That's true.
So when you look at numbers and you look at, oh, well, Jerome Ford hasn't done this, and he hasn't done this in a couple of – and ever since he had that big game, he's only averaged this amount of yards. It's not about how many yards. Stop it with that.
I didn't even say that.
It's about effective runs. Can you effectively run the football when you need to so you're not one-dimensional? Now, if the running back is Nick Chubb, then sure, the running game's going to look different. But when you line up offensively, is the defense still worried about you having a two-way go? The answer is yes. Mm-hmm. So the run is effective. If they make you one-dimensional because you're not running the football, then talk to me. Now, what Joe has brought to the table is pretty amazing, but I will say this, and Bush, you had a very valid point. I said this last year. Are we going to give Kevin Stefanski credit because Jacoby Brissett had his best year as a professional? So at some point, we got to give this man credit for playing with 4 different quarterbacks and still compete for a playoff spot.
We have given him credit on this show.
Kinda.
That's a lie.
I have defended him
Wait a minute.
for all year. That's what talking about.
That's a lie.
But you defend them while complaining about half of the crap they do.
Oh, my God.
Leroy.
Gene Bush has killed Stefanski all the time. I'm the one who defends him. You're out of pocket, Leroy.
I actually am the one on this show that said he should be coach of the year, and I got killed for it. So what are you talking about?
Your arguments must not be persuasive. Y'all got to work on persuasion.
I said it three or 4 weeks ago, and I got absolutely destroyed about it.
Oh, they don't like that.
He should definitely be one of the favorites for coach of the year, no doubt.
You know what, Leroy?
Yes. What's up?
First of all, I'm mad at you. First of all, for two things I need to tell you. One,
we mad at
I am. First, I didn't know you had the wheels like that, brother. Listen, you made a nice little cut on that 3rd and 37. Look at you, boy. Look it out, Leroy.
No, I ain't blushing. Let me tell you why. Because this story has had a life of its own. Because one of the things I told Charles was he didn't realize I never knew who was on the call until Twitter.
Yeah.
Because we don't hear the, and so then with Twitter, everybody start commenting on it. Oh man, he did Leroy dirty. I'm like, that damn Charles Davis, right?
Leroy, you think all black guys sound alike. That's a little racist on your part.
No, hey,
it was Twitter, not Leroy.
Wait, let me tell you this. No. I heard the voice and thought it was Charles Davis.
Right.
It wasn't Twitter.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you this. You go listen to Ron Pitts, you go listen to Charles Davis. And Charles said this himself.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not the first one to make that mistake. Now, here's the kicker. You know they used to do games together.
He told us that yesterday.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what? It's crazy. So he laughed. He said, you're not the first person to make that mistake. I said, but I didn't watch the game, right?
Of course
I
not.
only saw that play.
Yeah.
And when we watch all 22. We don't have sound.
Right.
So it wasn't until 10, 12 years after the play when Twitter was alive and kicking and they showed the play. And then I made the assumption it was Charles Davis because that's who it sounds like.
Got it. McNugget has another nugget on this play.
Leroy, do you know that is the longest third down conversion in NFL history since
crazy.
it's happened? There has never been a longer third down conversion besides your third and 37 run.
Ain't nobody quitting and handing off for a draw.
There's been longer fourth
They
down
tried to throw it.
conversions, but
Belichick
never
used to
third
do that
down.
with Metcalf all the time.
Hey, Leroy, I got another.
And you know it's true, Leroy.
Hey, Leroy.
Hey, I've never seen more people. Why is Metcalf running up the middle?
I know.
Leroy, I got a trivia question for you. Who holds the Browns record for most receiving touchdowns by a running back in a season?
Me.
You're right.
Not only that, isn't he number 2
You're
tied
number
with a
2.
bunch of other guys?
In fact, Braylon Edwards, when he had 16, is the only Browns player in the history of the franchise to have double-digit receiving touchdowns. Isn't that crazy?
Ridiculous.
You're number
It's
2.
crazy.
You're number 2 at 9.
Yeah. And that's even more because here's what you have to understand. When I got to 6 of those touchdowns, I didn't have a damn play designed for me. The last 3 was, all right, he's catching the hell out of the football. Why don't we draw something up for him? It was unbelievable because we sit in the running back room and me and Matt be sitting next to it, K-Mac be sitting there, and they go, "You got another receiving touchdown?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, Bernie told me to just check out, don't block, and he was going to throw it to me." And they're like, "Bern, why can't I get some of those?" Like, yeah, so it was a crazy year because it got to my first 5 catches, 4 of them were touchdowns.
Damn.
Right. Like, it's a fluke thing.
Yeah.
It was a fluke thing. Like, it's shocking that it was happening. And then I had a couple of long ones that I still hang. One of the we played Kansas City, and
Look at those pads.
I don't know how he ran with those pads.
I mean, it looks like a Megatron.
I'm telling you, I told y'all one day at practice or one day before a game, Bill came to me and say, "You got enough pads on?" I said, "There's more."
So you
There's
said
more.
if you played today, you would still have that same pads and stuff?
Listen, you know how the league
does it
have the
make 'em?
pads? The league have the pads. I had to go to the Sports Authority and get some of them soccer shin pads because everybody was hitting me low, and my shins were all bloody. So I had the little soccer pads in my socks. I put 2 pairs of socks. Look how thick them socks are.
Them socks is
I
thick.
got pads up under there.
He's got shin guards on.
Them,
Yes.
Them look like socks for people with bad circulation.
You know,
My grandma had like 3 pairs.
See, you always see fat guys on. You always see fat guys on a plane, and I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to be that
hey,
guy.
but it might save your life.
Fat guys on a plane with those stocking socks.
Boy, them boys.
Leroy, you also hold the franchise record. If we can see that one of those pictures again, you also hold the franchise record for the most people needed to assist getting your shoulder pads on at full.
Boy,
Like,
them boys is-
I can't even
Let me tell
imagine how you
something.
got in those
You ready?
things.
So I had the little and Ty, you know the spider pads.
Yeah.
So I had the spider pads on, and then I had to go like this.
You put the spiders under the regular pads?
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
He petitioned the
What is
league.
wrong with you?
He petitioned the league to run in a suit of armor, and they said, no, we can't go that far.
That's too much. You
me
know why you got
explain
caught?
something.
You know why you got caught
Hey.
on that 3rd and 37? You got to take some of that stuff off.
50 pounds of pads.
Hey, let me explain something to you. Listen, Metcalf was a Lamborghini, so he had on them race wheels. You know, he had on the light pads, the knee pads.
towel.
I was a monster truck.
You're a Hummer.
So but I ain't listen. Know who you are. Listen. If by some chance I happen to break free, there was nobody more worried than me because I knew all this equipment was gonna catch up to me. Right?
Now, Leroy, back then, you probably played when they had the Newmans. Them Newmans was
the gloves.
The Newman gloves was like you wear them.
Yeah.
They was paper mache. That's one game apiece.
Yeah.
One
But
game.
early in my career, until listen, this is no lie. Until I my rookie year, I broke my hand, right? And so I missed like my first NFL game wasn't until the second week because I broke my hand in preseason, right? And I really wasn't supposed to play the second week of the season, but Kevin Mack broke his finger. And so they said, well, you think you can manage with one hand, and they put the big pad on this one hand. And I was like, well.
You had the popsicle stick out there?
Dude,
Hey, this is
no, they took a pad.
Roseworthy.
They put a pad here, and that was the really the first time I didn't wear gloves for like my first 2 or 3 years. So I just put tape on my hands.
Oh,
but I had
was
the
a picture
pad.
with tape on your hands on that one.
So I had the big pad in the middle of my hand because I broke my hamate. So I have a scar right here, and they say, well, how you gonna manage? And so I said, wait, they told me I was gonna be out 4 weeks. I'm playing in 2, and you asked me how I'm gonna manage? I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But don't ask me if you asking me to play.
Yeah.
Right? Don't ask me.
How you gonna
You've
manage?
already determined that I gotta make it work because we ain't got no damn running back.
Leroy,
So I managed.
are people going nuts down there after that choke job by the Dolphins on Monday night?
Can I just tell you, I just told the story to get people to understand.
Yeah.
It's sports. And this is the reason why I get pissed off at the committee for not including Florida State. Because things happen in sport, right? And for you to predetermine what's going to happen in a competition is a joke, right? And that's basically what they did. They basically said Florida State don't have a chance because they don't have their starting quarterback, right?
Right.
They have taken competition out of sports, which is a joke. But I played in a game, and I'm going to tell y'all the game. We played Philadelphia, and Jim McMahon was a quarterback for Philadelphia, and we were up 30 to 17 with like 5 minutes to go, and they were punting.
Wow.
They punted the ball. Webster Slaughter decided he was going to catch the ball on the 1. He fumbled. They scored.
That was dumb.
Then we ain't do nothing. When we got the ball. We kicked them again to them. They go down to score. We lose 31-30, and we have that same dumb look that all the Dolphins fans have on their face, but we was in the game. That's not the worst part. After the game, Webster comes back because early on, people don't realize now the players go into the bat cave and they get to leave out their car with no fan contact.
Right.
When we played, we had to walk the gauntlet.
Game was
And it was a gauntlet.
You ain't have no escort, no nothing. You had to just go through the crowd to your car in the same parking lot that the fans was parking in.
Yeah.
So
That's an immunity line.
yeah,
You guys are going to suck, and you're going to face the music.
Dig your car.
So Webb comes back into the locker room. Hey man, can y'all give me a ride? So somebody slashed my tires.
Oh my
They
God.
slashed his tires. And that's that. So yeah, man, I get it. I understand it. But the thing that you hate about sports when you're on the other end of it is the thing that you love about sports. Because tell me how many times you have watched the Browns and they had no damn business winning a football game and they won it. Somebody got to lose.
Yeah, comes around, it goes around.
Right, exactly. So, although Dolphins fans are disappointed, and it was a terrible way to lose. It was a terrible way to lose a game. Because I'm going to tell you something. As a football player, I'm looking over at the defensive side of the ball and saying, if y'all not going to cover them, just blitz everybody. We in the same damn spot.
Yep.
Hey, Leroy, let
Don't
me
have
ask.
17 guys sitting deep.
Hey, first of all, chill out on the defense. That's first of all.
Wait, am I wrong?
Chill.
Am I wrong?
Defense choked.
Ty, am I wrong? Mm-hmm.
No.
If you're not going to cover him, blitz
No.
the guy who ain't covering.
I agree, but that's not the point. Listen, let me ask you a question about Tyreek. Tyreek, after the game, he got hurt and he came back and then he gave his explanation. Why is it that his wife is more hard on him?
You know
than
who
he
his
on
wife
himself?
is, right?
No.
His wife is the brother of Vaccaro.
Kenny Vaccaro.
Kenny Vaccaro?
Old
Kenny
Saint
Vaccaro.
safety, yeah.
It's his sister.
So why?
So she been around football.
But what I'm
so
saying
she said,
is,
man up, Buttercup, let's go.
why didn't he feel that way though? Like, why didn't he say?
But
Like,
he kind of did feel that way because, like, I don't understand what hurt is to some players.
I don't. Me
Right?
either. It's a difference
Because
between
wait,
pain and injury.
Let me tell you, Ty, let me explain something to you. Because when you're rolling on the ground and grabbing your ankle, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to life support your ass up out of there. You can't then get up and run off the field.
Right.
Yeah, like he did.
You're like, oh, he got up.
He looked like a soccer
and ran
player.
off the field, and you ain't hurt.
Yeah, he looked like a soccer player.
And then he go in the game and run a 4-2. I'm confused.
I was. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's going
Right.
on? What is going on?
I don't know. But then here's the other thing, Ty. You ever notice every fast guy in the NFL don't get taped and they wear anklets?
It's crazy.
I know.
They don't get.
It's crazy.
I don't even
They
understand
don't
it
get
in the NBA.
No,
I don't
listen,
get it.
Look, on this team, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey, Raheem Mostert.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Devon
stopped getting
Achane.
taped too. I stopped getting my ankle. In college, Urban made us get taped.
Well, it restricts movement.
You had no choice but to get taped.
No, you
when I
had
got
to
to
get
the
taped,
NFL,
just
I said I'm not doing that. Because
Really?
if you're gonna roll your ankle, you're gonna roll it whether it's taped or not.
First of all, you played DB.
What's that
If you
supposed
got
to be?
too close, if you got too close to the action and something hit you, ah! I was in the mix all the time.
First of all,
So
wait a
I
minute.
needed
Hold on.
everything.
Pump your brakes right there, because I
Wait.
played corner, but I also played box safety. So I was in the box with you. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was down there. Yeah. B gap responsibility.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Look at the pads I had to wear for football, and look at the pads you wore. Who was closer to contact?
You.
Okay.
You were.
He's
That's
also
why I
closer
was
to
taped.
death, too.
I was taped, spatted, knee pads, hip pads, booty pad, spider pads, shoulder pads, elbow pads, and then it got to the point where I wore the offensive line pads with the hands on my knuckles, with the pads on my
Oh,
knuckles.
that's nasty work.
Leroy, you could have easily played linebacker and you wouldn't have had to worry about all of that because you would be delivering the hit.
Hey, can I just say this? It was so many times where I wish I played linebacker just so I could hit somebody on every play instead of getting hit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's why I
Then I
stopped
thought
playing
about
receiver.
it. I said, linebackers don't score touchdowns, baby.
You get you a pick six. You know what I'm saying?
you
Get you a
need that
pick
limelight.
six. If you get in that hook drop window and you get 10 to 12 yards
But
right on that
here's the
hash,
deal.
they'll throw it to
You
you
know-
every time.
You know how people played multiple positions as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the second I stepped on the football field, the only position I ever played is running back.
Really?
Even in high school,
My whole
you
life.
You didn't play defense in high school?
Nope.
That's crazy.
You must have had a
I
huge
can't-
high school.
No. My high school had 600 kids in it.
I mean, usually
8th grade
stars
through
are
12th
going
grade.
both
I'm about to say
ways.
usually back in the day too. I mean, I had to go
No.
play offense, defense.
Was that
No,
because you just
I
refused
never-
to do it?
No. I asked. I went to a coach one time in a high school game. I say, tell me what to do at linebacker. This guy sucks. And he said, no, you just do what you do.
Oh, well, Leroy, let me ask you, since we talk about running the football, when you watch, there's a segment of the base that feels Jerome Ford is tipping a little bit. What do you make of his running style? It's dancing with the stars a little bit.
Tip a little
There's
bit.
a little bit of the dancing with the stars. What do you think about it?
The hardest thing to tell a running back to do is just pour it in there, right? And part of that is because every running back sees things differently, right? Sometimes when you're trying to see something, you see nothing and you end up in those precarious positions as to where now you have nowhere to go. So a lot of it has to do with what are you looking at in front of you? What are you anticipating? When you're not fast, like I had average speed. Well, I guess I ran 4.5, right? Which is okay, right? It's not burner, but it's not slow. And I will tell you that one of my biggest skills was being able to hit the line of scrimmage at full because I could read what was in front of me. And so they go, man, he hitting it hard, but I was seeing things really well. And a lot of guys don't. And when they don't see it well, it shows up in Dancing with the Stars, right? When he's decisive, he looks like he's running hard. Now, Kareem Hunt is a different situation, right? When Kareem Hunt's in the game, the situations that he's in the game are different situations. So he has to run the ball a different way. And so I hesitate in doing that because when I first started playing, right, you got an old man, 30 years old, and you 22. And the first thing he tell you is, don't hit me in the back. Right? That's what the old line tell you. Don't drop your head and hit me in the back. And so you got that, but I think it's more of a indecisiveness, not a what it shows up as Dancing with the Stars.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying because
a lot of guys that possess a lot of skill, right? So speed, quickness, or whatever, they always think they can use that to escape. And at some point, you got to be able to anticipate a hole, see the flow of the defense, and run off of that. So you look even faster. I used to look really fast in between the tackles. It was just that I knew where I was going. I could get a good feel for it, when to cut back, when to go front side. So it looked good. It looked faster than it actually was. Whereas you have these fast guys that go up in there and think that I'm going to run when I see something, and it comes across as tipping.
Good stuff, Leroy.
Great stuff.
Thanks, man.
Also,
hey, man, stop trashing. Hey, Bull, stop trashing Stefanski.